On July 20th, 1973, Bruce Lee died tragically at the age of 32. The official cause of death, a fatal reaction to aspirin. On tonight's mystery, Bruce Lee's surviving brother has questions about what really happened.
Well, it's bad to say the best, but in my opinion, I think Kung Fu is pretty good.
In the realm of martial arts history, few names resonate with as much power as Bruce Lee, a legend whose lightning-fast strikes and unparalleled charisma captivated audiences worldwide. But behind the scenes, beyond the silver screen, lies a tale rarely told. A moment of uncontrolled anger when Bruce Lee snapped and showed his brutalness to a challenger. What drove Bruce Lee to confront his hater head-on, risking his reputation and his career in the process? Join us on a journey of discovery as we get to know who Bruce Lee truly is behind the camera. Getting to know the martial arts legend. Bruce Lee's life is more than just a story of fame and martial arts. It's an inspiring journey of transformation that took a young boy from Hong Kong and turned him into a worldwide legend. Along the way, he didn't just revolutionize martial arts, he also left an indelible mark on cinema and the cultural landscape of the 20th century. Born on November 27, 1940 in San Francisco, Bruce Junfan Lee was immersed in the world of the arts from an early age, thanks to his father, a renowned Cantonese opera star. However, it was in the vibrant streets of Hong Kong that Bruce discovered his true passion. By the age of 13, after getting into numerous street fights, he began training in Wing Chun under the tutelage of the legendary Yip Man, laying the foundation for his lifelong journey in martial arts. Despite his early foray into films as a child actor, courtesy of his father's connections, Bruce faced numerous obstacles along the way. The Hong Kong film industry was restrictive, and upon moving to the United States at 18, he encountered discrimination. But instead of letting these challenges deter him, Bruce's determination only grew stronger. At the University of Washington, Bruce delved into the study of philosophy, a discipline that profoundly influenced his approach to martial arts and teaching. In Seattle, he continued to hone his skills, constantly evolving and refining his techniques. Despite the odds stacked against him, he not only overcame adversity but also left an enduring legacy that continues to inspire countless individuals around the world. Lee established his very first martial arts school, where he taught a unique blend of techniques that later evolved into Jeet Kune Do, which was more than just a martial arts style. It was a philosophy that emphasized adaptability, efficiency, and a straightforward approach. This innovative approach caused controversy as it challenged the traditional teachings of martial arts and the exclusionary practices of the time. This led to conflicts within the martial arts community. Lee's return to Hong Kong in the early 1970s marked a significant turning point in his career. Disheartened by the limited opportunities in Hollywood, he found success in the East. Films like The Big Boss and Fist of Fury were massive hits, showcasing Lee's unmatched charisma, martial arts prowess, and a new style of action cinema. By the time Enter the Dragon was released just days after his tragic death in 1973, Bruce Lee had become a legendary figure. His influence extended far beyond his films. He became a symbol of Asian strength and charisma at a time when stereotypes prevailed in Western perceptions. His philosophy, which emphasized personal expression and the rejection of rigid styles, inspired not only martial artists, but also people from all walks of life. Even after his passing at the young age of 32, Bruce Lee's influence only grew stronger. Instead of fading away, his legacy solidified, making him a revered cultural icon who continues to inspire martial artists, actors, and people all around the world. Bruce Lee's life was about more than just fame. It was a relentless quest for personal truth and self-expression. His story shows what someone can accomplish with determination, discipline, and a willingness to challenge the norms. To truly understand Bruce Lee, one must look beyond his films and martial arts prowess. His philosophy, his struggles against discrimination, and his determination to break down barriers in all aspects of life are integral parts of his legacy. Bruce Lee wasn't just a fighter or an actor. He was a visionary. He saw beyond the constraints of his time, envisioning a world where people are judged not by their ethnicity or background, but by their character and actions. Bruce Lee and the martial arts revolution of the 1970s. The 1970s marked a crucial time for martial arts, not just as a means of self-defense or spiritual practice, but as a worldwide phenomenon that connected different cultures, cinema, and competition. This period was defined by the immense impact of Bruce Lee and the growing popularity of martial arts films, which challenged and expanded the traditional boundaries of these ancient disciplines. However, the path forward was not easy, especially for Asian actors in Hollywood who faced stereotypes and limited opportunities. Despite these challenges, the 1970s witnessed an unprecedented rise in the popularity of martial arts in the West. This interest was fueled in part by the Vietnam War and increased exposure to Asian cultures. Martial arts schools began popping up in cities across the United States and Europe, offering lessons in various disciplines like karate, judo, kung fu, and later Bruce Lee's Jeet Kune Do. These dojos became hubs of cultural exchange and philosophical exploration, where physical training often went hand in hand with teachings on Eastern philosophy. At the heart of this martial arts revolution was Bruce Lee, whose films such as The Big Boss, Fist of Fury, and Enter the Dragon propelled martial arts onto the global stage, captivating audiences worldwide. Lee's captivating presence on screen, combined with his belief in martial arts as a means of personal and physical expression, shook up the traditional ways of martial arts training. His ideas were groundbreaking, advocating for a fluid style that valued adaptability and effectiveness over strict formality. Despite the growing popularity of martial arts and the influence of icons like Bruce Lee, Hollywood remained a tough arena for Asian actors. The industry was saturated with stereotypes, often confining Asian characters to roles that were either villainous or submissive. Opportunities for leading roles were scarce, and even when films centered on Asian themes or characters, white actors often took the spotlight through a practice known as yellowface. Bruce Lee himself confronted these obstacles head-on, but his efforts in Hollywood were met with frustration. While he did secure a notable role as Kato in the Green Hornet series from 1966 to 1967, he was never allowed to be the star. Disheartened by the lack of chances and the industry's resistance to casting Asian actors in leading roles, Lee eventually returned to Hong Kong, where he found unparalleled success. Lee eventually made the bold decision to forge his path within the vibrant world of Hong Kong cinema. In the 1970s, the martial arts scene was ablaze with fierce competition and a strong sense of camaraderie. Tournaments flourished, drawing in martial artists from diverse backgrounds eager to test their skills against one another. Yet, these gatherings were more than just contests for victory. They served as platforms for the exchange of knowledge, techniques, and philosophies. In this environment, practitioners bonded deeply, forming lifelong friendships and mutual respect despite their competitive spirits. However, not everyone embraced this spirit of innovation and collaboration. Traditionalists often viewed Bruce Lee's groundbreaking approach to martial arts with doubt or even outright hostility. Lee's philosophy challenged long-held beliefs, sparking debates within the martial arts community about its essence, purpose, and future. Yet these tensions also fueled meaningful conversations, pushing the boundaries of what martial arts could be and inspiring new perspectives on its evolution. The making of Enter the Dragon. The creation of Operation Dragon, also known worldwide as Enter the Dragon, was a monumental milestone in the history of cinema. It not only marked Bruce Lee's final appearance on screen, but also represented the first major collaboration between Hollywood and the Hong Kong film industries. This fusion brought together a diverse range of talents and fostered a unique atmosphere on set, blending elements from both the East and the West. The film's intense martial arts sequences and the innovative spirit of its cast and crew made it a groundbreaking project. However, it also faced numerous challenges due to cultural differences, high expectations, and the pressure to succeed. Enter the Dragon aimed to appeal to both Eastern and Western audiences, which required striking a delicate balance between the action-packed martial arts scenes beloved by Asian cinema-goers and the narrative depth and production values expected by Hollywood. This pioneering East meets West approach demanded unprecedented levels of cooperation between the two film industries. The set became a melting pot of languages, practices, and filmmaking philosophies, necessitating adaptability and patience from everyone involved. At the heart of Enter the Dragon was Bruce Lee, whose vision for the film extended far beyond his role as the lead actor. His influence and dedication were central to the success of the project. Lee was deeply immersed in many aspects of the production of Enter the Dragon. He didn't just choreograph fight scenes, he made sure that the martial arts depicted were authentic to the project's vision. His dedication knew no bounds, often leading him to work long hours to perfect scenes and push the boundaries of what could be achieved on screen. Lee's commitment was not only inspiring to the cast and crew, but also set a high standard for everyone involved. However, his pursuit of perfection and intense focus also created a high-pressure atmosphere on set. The production faced numerous challenges, including logistical hurdles, budget constraints, and the physical demands on the actors during fight sequences. Cultural differences sometimes led to tensions as the predominantly Western crew adapted to working in Hong Kong. Furthermore, the presence of hundreds of martial artists hired as extras and for fight scenes added another layer of complexity to the production, creating an environment charged with testosterone and competitive spirit. Despite these challenges, there was a strong sense of camaraderie among the cast and crew, united in their shared goal of creating a groundbreaking martial arts film. The cast and crew of Enter the Dragon shared a common goal: to make the film a smashing success. This goal created a sense of teamwork and collaboration among everyone involved. In particular, the martial artists on set bonded over their shared passion for martial arts. They would often engage in friendly sparring sessions and exchange techniques during breaks in filming. While these interactions could sometimes be competitive, they ultimately strengthened the sense of unity and respect among the cast and crew. The Dragon went on to become one of the highest-grossing films of 1973, solidifying Bruce Lee's status as a global icon. Its impact on the martial arts genre cannot be overstated. The film introduced Western audiences to Eastern martial arts and philosophy, paving the way for the popularity of martial arts films in the West. The atmosphere on set mirrored the film's synthesis of East and West. There was a blend of cultural exchange, creative collaboration, and occasional conflict, which contributed to the film's authentic and dynamic energy. The Brave Challenge. In the world of martial arts and movies, there's a tale that never fails to captivate our imagination: the story of an underdog taking on a legend. This story came to life on the set of Enter the Dragon, where a karate expert, whose name remains unknown, grabbed the spotlight not for his role in the film, but for his bold challenge to none other than Bruce Lee himself. During the busy and testosterone-filled atmosphere of the Enter the Dragon set, hundreds of martial artists had gathered, each with their dreams and aspirations. Among them stood the unnamed karateka, a figure who would not be remembered for his part in the movie, but for his daring act of confronting Bruce Lee. Unlike his peers, this individual didn't seek fame through the lens of the camera. Instead, he aimed to make a name for himself through a direct face-off with the film's star. His decision to challenge Bruce Lee was driven by a mix of complex motivations. On one level, there was the allure of fame and recognition. Defeating a martial arts icon like Lee promised a shortcut to notoriety within the martial arts community and beyond. But beyond the surface, there were deeper reasons at play, perhaps a desire to test his skills against the best or to prove something to himself and the world. Whatever his motivations, the unnamed karateka's bold move added an extra layer of drama to the already intense atmosphere of the Enter the Dragon set. It's a story that continues to fascinate us, reminding us of the power of determination and the allure of chasing our dreams, no matter how audacious they may seem. Furthermore, there was the issue of pride. In the world of martial arts, there are deep-rooted traditions centered around honor and respect. Within this framework, challenges serve as a way to demonstrate one's skill and bravery. However, in this particular case, the motivations of the challenger were not entirely nobly. It seems they were driven by envy and a desire to disrupt or tarnish Bruce Lee's reputation. Bruce Lee was not just a movie star, he was a trailblazer in the world of martial arts. His philosophy and success challenged the established norms. For some, Lee's ascent represented a threat to traditional beliefs and power structures. This made him a target for those who were resistant to change. Psychologically, the decision to challenge Bruce Lee reveals a complex mix of confidence, ambition, and perhaps a hint of recklessness. The challenger would have been fully aware of Lee's skill and reputation, indicating a strong belief in their abilities or a willingness to risk public humiliation for a shot at glory. This mindset reflects a high tolerance for risk and a deep-seated need for validation and recognition. Moreover, we cannot underestimate the influence of group dynamics in shaping behavior. On the set of Enter the Dragon, where talented martial artists vied for recognition and respect, the competitive atmosphere was palpable. In such an environment, challenging the dominant figure like Bruce Lee could elevate one's status within the group, even if it meant risking defeat. Though the details of Bruce Lee's encounter with the challenger are scarce, it is widely believed that Lee emerged victorious. This outcome, while not unexpected, left a profound impact on the challenger. It was a humbling experience, forcing him to confront his limitations. By daring to challenge Lee, he earned a place in martial arts history, remembered as the one who dared to step up when others hesitated. For Bruce Lee, the challenge may have been an unwelcome distraction, but it also showcased his mastery of martial arts principles. His assertive yet controlled response exemplified the importance of adaptability, efficiency, and emotional control, core tenets of his philosophy. In essence, the confrontation underscored the enduring legacy of Bruce Lee as a martial artist and a teacher. Bruce Lee's legendary Showdown. The story of Bruce Lee's encounter with a formidable opponent during the filming of Enter the Dragon has become a legendary tale, filled with mystery and exaggeration over time. It sits at the intersection of reality and imagination, much like the larger-than-life persona of Bruce Lee himself. The intricate details of this legendary showdown, separating fact from fiction, the atmosphere on the set of Enter the Dragon was charged with competitive energy, fueled by the presence of skilled martial artists and the pressure of film production. Amidst this environment, an unnamed challenger dared to confront Bruce Lee, marking the culmination of escalating tensions. Eyewitness accounts of the confrontation are scarce and often conflicting, making it challenging to discern the truth. Some say it was a brief but intense exchange where Lee swiftly gained the upper hand, while others suggest it was more of a display of skill rather than a genuine fight, intended to humble the challenger without causing serious harm. Regardless of the exact details, the encounter remains proof of Bruce Lee's prowess and the competitive spirit that permeated the set of Enter the Dragon. It's a story that continues to captivate and interest audiences, adding to the legend of one of the greatest martial artists of all time. The most credible reports indicate that Bruce Lee and his opponent, possibly Wong Jack Man, engaged in a swift and intense confrontation. Lee demonstrated his superiority with a blend of speed, precision, and power. Instead of dragging out the fight, Lee used the opportunity to showcase the importance of respect and discipline in martial arts. It's worth noting that Bruce Lee was a strong advocate of Jeet Kune Do, a martial arts philosophy focused on efficiency, simplicity, and directness. He applied these principles in his approach to the challenge, aiming to swiftly and decisively end the confrontation, while minimizing the risk of harm to both parties. Accounts from the film crew add an element of drama to the showdown. Some crew members described the atmosphere as tense, with production coming to a halt as the two martial artists faced off. However, the sensational nature of these anecdotes raises doubts about their accuracy. The process of making a film involves many people with different viewpoints, and over time, stories can become exaggerated, especially when they involve an iconic figure like Bruce Lee. Regardless of the specific details, the confrontation between Bruce Lee and his challenger had a significant impact on the cast and crew of Enter the Dragon. It reminded everyone of Lee's unmatched skill and dedication to martial arts. This reinforced his reputation as a martial artist who not only talked the talk, but also walked the walk. As years passed, the story of Bruce Lee's encounter with the challenger took on a life of its own, becoming part of the larger belief surrounding him. While it's clear that some kind of confrontation occurred, the exact details have become hidden by time and the differing memories of those who were there. However, what remains undisputed is Bruce Lee's profound influence on the world of martial arts and cinema. The Showdown, whether it played out as a dramatic battle or a controlled demonstration, serves as proof of Lee's skill, philosophy, and enduring legacy. It highlights his impact on both martial arts and film, showcasing his abilities and leaving an indelible mark on the collective consciousness. The struggles of being the best. Bruce Lee's philosophy on martial arts wasn't just groundbreaking, it was downright revolutionary. He didn't just see it as a way to throw punches and kicks. To him, martial arts was a way of life. It might sound a bit deep or philosophical, but essentially, he believed in being natural in actions, whether we were in a fight or just going about our day. This mindset didn't just apply to his movies. It influenced how he handled conflicts in his personal life as well. One particularly interesting example of this philosophy in action was when he faced off against his challenger on the set of Enter the Dragon. It's a fascinating glimpse into how his beliefs about martial arts and conflict resolution played out in the real world. At the core of Bruce Lee's martial arts philosophy was Jeet Kune Do, a system he developed. JKD emphasized adaptability, efficiency, and simplicity. Lee wasn't satisfied with the rigid structures and limitations of traditional martial arts. He wanted something more fluid and dynamic. He believed that the best fighter wasn't someone who adhered strictly to one style, like boxing or karate, but someone who could seamlessly blend different techniques and adapt to any situation. His famous analogy of being like water perfectly captured his approach. Just as water can flow and change shape, Lee believed that practitioners of martial arts should be able to adapt and flow with their surroundings. This idea extended beyond physical combat and into everyday life, where Lee advocated for flexibility and adaptability in all aspects of living. In addition to his physical prowess, Bruce Lee was also a deep thinker and a philosopher. He often spoke about the importance of avoiding conflicts unless necessary, preferring to resolve issues through peaceful means whenever possible. Bruce Lee believed that being adaptable was important for solving conflicts. He thought it was best to be flexible and open-minded when facing problems. We can see this in how he dealt with a challenge on the movie set. Instead of making things worse, he tried to find a way to handle it calmly and efficiently without causing any harm. This showed how he practiced it, what he preached about being adaptable, just like water. Another big idea in Bruce Lee's martial arts philosophy is the idea of being straightforward and efficient. He believed that the simplest and most direct way was often the best, whether we were fighting someone or trying to solve a disagreement. In the case of the challenge he faced, Bruce Lee didn't waste any time or energy. He dealt with it directly and effectively, showing off his skills in both physical combat and conflict resolution. Bruce Lee also talked a lot about the importance of staying in control of our emotions and being aware of ourselves. He knew that getting angry or frustrated could cloud judgment and make things worse. He encouraged people to stay calm and think logically, rather than letting their emotions take over. During the confrontation, Bruce Lee remained calm and composed, showing how well he understood the importance of emotional control in tough situations. Bruce Lee's martial arts and conflict resolution techniques were deeply rooted in Eastern philosophies such as Taoism and Zen Buddhism. These ancient teachings emphasize the importance of finding harmony and balance and recognizing the interconnectedness of all things. Lee's ability to maintain his composure and focus during tense situations, like the confrontation on the movie set, can be attributed to his philosophical beliefs. Rather than viewing conflict as a disturbance to be met with aggression, Lee saw it as an opportunity to restore balance and harmony. The showdown in Enter the Dragon not only showcased Bruce Lee's physical prowess, but also served as a practical demonstration of his approach to resolving conflicts. Beyond just displaying his martial arts skills, Lee showed how he applied his philosophy to real-life situations. By swiftly and efficiently resolving the conflict with minimal harm and disruption, he exemplified the essence of his teachings. One interesting aspect of Bruce Lee's philosophy is his emphasis on non-aggression and finding the most effective solution to any challenge. This mindset challenged the traditional ideas of martial arts, which often focused on dominance and superiority. Instead, Lee emphasized the importance of adaptability, flexibility, and using violence only as a last resort. Moreover, Lee's ability to stay calm and collected during conflicts was proof of his mastery of emotional control. In essence, Bruce Lee's approach to martial arts and conflict resolution went beyond mere physical techniques. It was a complete philosophy that emphasized finding harmony within oneself and with others. Through his actions and teachings, he left a lasting legacy that continues to inspire practitioners of martial arts and seekers of inner peace alike. Is Bruce Lee the best fighter of all time? Bruce Lee's impact on martial arts and popular culture is enormous, stretching across time and borders. His philosophies, achievements in film, and martial arts skills have made him an enduring figure. However, incidents like his encounter with a karate expert on the set of Enter the Dragon add depth to his story. While these conflicts may seem minor compared to his overall career, they shed light on the real person behind the legend. Lee's legacy is multifaceted, showcasing both his groundbreaking contributions to martial arts and his moments of human struggle. On one hand, he introduced martial arts to Western audiences, developed Jeet Kune Do, and shared his profound philosophical insights. On the other hand, his willingness to face real-life challenges portrays a man who lived his principles of honesty and directness not just in theory, but in action. This duality adds richness to his legacy, showing that he was not just a martial arts icon, but also a flawed and courageous individual. Bruce Lee's impact on martial arts cannot be overstated. He not only revolutionized the way Hollywood viewed martial arts, but also challenged traditional norms within the industry. His philosophy of adaptability and personal expression resonated with audiences worldwide, leading to a surge of interest in Eastern philosophies and practices. While Bruce Lee's movies introduced martial arts to a global audience, his portrayal as an unbeatable warrior in media has elevated him to mythical status. However, real-life incidents, such as the confrontation on the set of Enter the Dragon, humanize him and reveal a man who faced challenges just like anyone else. This incident, while minor in the grand scheme of Lee's life, underscores his unwavering commitment to his principles. It serves as a point of fascination and debate among fans and critics alike. Some view it as a testament to Lee's authenticity and dedication to martial arts, while others see it as a reminder that he was not infallible. Regardless, these moments offer a deeper understanding of Lee's character beyond the screen, allowing fans to appreciate the complexity and depth of his persona. Bruce Lee remains a symbol of physical excellence, mental discipline, and philosophical depth, inspiring generations to come. Bruce Lee was much more than just an actor who portrayed martial artists on screen. He truly embodied the essence of martial arts in every aspect of his life. While some may view his confrontations as signs of a violent nature or arrogance, those who delve deeper into his philosophy see them as challenges he faced with determination to uphold his principles. In the martial arts community, and among those who study his life, these incidents are understood within the context of the times and the obstacles Lee encountered. They showcase his unwavering commitment to defending his beliefs and his craft against doubt and disrespect. Today, Bruce Lee's teachings hold even greater significance. His emphasis on adaptability, personal expression, and fluidity resonates in a world that values authenticity and versatility. His life experiences, including his confrontations, have been dissected and reinterpreted by subsequent generations, adding depth to his legacy. Far from tarnishing his reputation, these moments humanize him and offer valuable lessons in resilience, integrity, and the pursuit of excellence. Bruce Lee's legacy continues to inspire and shape the martial arts community and beyond. What are your thoughts on Bruce Lee confronting his hater? Let us have your opinions in the comments below.